if you guys want to learn how to get the chicks, if you guys want to learn, like, if you're out here and you got cum brain, okay, your balls are super full and you haven't, you like getting nervous around the ladies, okay, and you get a little weird, okay. Coach Red Pill is gonna teach you how not to do anything. Don't do anything that this guy says, okay? You're gonna be alone forever if you do, okay? It's Coach motherfucking Red Pill. Here we go. More trash.
If you meet a girl who has tattoos...
Why is he in shadow? Is he hiding from the authorities because he, you know, allegedly did something uncouth? Did you come good, guys? Look at this. This is the did you come good face. This is the face you make when you cummed good. That's true. True.
Know that she is crazy. No exceptions. Yeah, I used to think that maybe a girl with tattoos wasn't completely insane. The girls that have like tattoos all over their chest, for instance, you know that they're crazy. Ditto with those girls who put tattoos on their thighs, right? And forget about, putting a tattoo on your face, okay? You put a tattoo on your face, you're just screaming out to the world that you are fucking out of your mind, that you have zero impulse control, zero taste, and that you're just basically a fool, like how do I put this?
Crazy in a bad way? Is that what we're talking about? It seems a little weird. It seems a little weird to be like, if you have a tattoo, you're a fucking insane person. I don't know. That seems a little bit untrue of all the people I know with tattoos. I think tattoos can be hot. I've dated your girly, I've dated your more tomboy, the gamer, the person he's talking about here. I don't find that any one demographic has a specific thing going on. Everyone's just kind of their own person. Shocker. Are you shocked? Are you shocked? And not only just dated, just like known, right? Not even just people I've been romantically interested in. Just literally just known people. I've known people that have a billion tattoos that are incredibly introverted, aren't crazy at all, and just hang out at home and watch Netflix. Like, that's their whole bag. They just like tattoos. What do you mean crazy? No impulse control. They just like it.
In Spanish, we have a saying that's perfect for this. It doesn't translate very well into English, but I'll say it anyway. In Spanish, it's más peligroso que mono con navaja.
Very
more dangerous than a monkey with a razor blade. Yeah. A girl who tattoos her face, that's how crazy that chick is gonna be, yeah? No exception. But what about the girl who has like the little tattoo? The little tattoo very discreetly, like on her hip maybe, or maybe on her ankle, just the one little thing. The one little, I don't know, little Chinese symbol or something like that. Is she crazy too? Yes, absolutely. No exceptions. No matter how small the tattoo, no matter how discreet, no matter how whatever, she's nuts. By definition, I used to think that this wasn't the case. I used to think that a girl with a little tattoo, a little discreet little symbol or whatever the hell, was okay, like a heart or something. Or there was this one girl I knew, she had a little dolphin, right? And she had a little dolphin on her chest, and she told me how much she regretted it. She'd gotten it, and then within a week she told me that she regretted it and wanted to get it removed and all the rest of it and blah blah blah. And so I thought, well, maybe this girl is all right? She wasn't.
What the fuck is... I just don't understand.
Every girl who has a tattoo is crazy.
What about guys who have tattoos? Is he going to address that? I wonder.
Now, it's all good and fine to say that a girl with a tattoo is crazy, but the issue becomes, why is she crazy? Oh, very, very simple. You see,
do you think not having tattoos is the missionary sex of skin? Because I don't have tattoos. What do you think? Am I still cool if I don't have tattoos? Chat? Can I be cool if I don't have tats? Am I still cool? When you get, I mean, obviously I'm on your top 10 list of cool people in the world, right? Like, when you think of me, I just drip cool. So, like, I'm not cool? How dare you? How fucking dare you? Okay, that's bullshit.
The tattoo in and of itself is not the issue, okay? A tattoo, you can have a passing fancy of having a tattoo and what have you, but no, the issue is that, see, a girl who wants a tattoo, or let me phrase it, a girl who gets a tattoo is a girl who has no impulse control. She cannot control her impulses, and more to the point, she does not have any kind of long-term planning or long-term thinking. Okay?
What? What? I don't understand how that tracks whatsoever. Tattoos are expensive endeavors and they're permanent.
Of the next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, she's not going to be thinking of how idiotic any tattoo is going to look on her when she's, I don't know, 30, 40, 50. Okay? She's not going to be thinking in those terms. A girl who gets a tattoo, she's thinking of the next 5 minutes. Maybe she's thinking about next month. Maybe. Okay? But for the
so if you get a tattoo because, you know, a loved one died, or you have a child and you want to commemorate that, or you have a pet that you love very much, or you're just part of a fandom, or you just fucking like it. Like, there are people with tattoos that are like extremely fucking successful, right? I don't understand. It's like this is the most conservative nonsense I've ever heard. This is the same type of guy that would like make everyone clean shaven. If you owned a business, you know what I mean? That kind of fucking guy. But would still think that like 9 points of flair is a good look. Like an idiot. It's antiquated bullshit.
Any girl who gets a tattoo is thinking of the immediate pleasure, okay? And that's the point of it. That's the reason for it. She has no impulse control. And so what does that tell you? A girl with no impulse control.
I just want to know what it means with it when a guy gets a tattoo.
What kind of girl is she? She's a crazy girl. Yeah, that's the definition of a crazy girl. A girl.
We should have an intervention for this guy because I'm pretty sure he needs mental health care.
And what I always say, I say that the difference between men and every other creature on this earth is that we can control our feelings, our emotions, our passing whims. We can control them and sublimate them to our thoughts, to our logic, to our reason, to our long-term goals and long-term benefits.
Like, you made a whole video. This guy made an entire video about how when a girl said that she was embarrassed to kiss him, he like tried to melt down her whole life. This is the rational 500 IQ stoic man that he thinks he is. When a girl was like, I don't like you, he lost his fucking mind. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ.
We might feel some passing fancy, but we're not going to act on it if it goes against our long-term best interests. And you see, a tattoo, by definition, it's going to feel like really cool at that moment. At the moment that she gets it, and the few maybe days or maybe even weeks after. But long term, it's going to look foolish and ridiculous. I mean, have you ever seen an older woman with that tattoo? How does she look? She looks ridiculous, of course. Yeah,
what?
I mean, like.
No, I've seen lots of older people with tattoos that look fine. Some of these ladies look fucking dope, and that's absolutely fine. I don't know. It's got a vibe to it, man. There's a bit of a vibe here. And I'm fine with it. Oh, she got a fucking cancer ribbon. This is cute. This is cool. Look at how fucking gassed up she is about this, too. That's fucking cute. This is cute. I think this looks fine. Her shirt is a hanky, but like beyond that, this is a good look. Look at this lady. I like this. I like this a lot. That's classy. Corn tattoo when? If you guys make me a millionaire, I'll get a corn tattoo. That's your goal.
Some 40, 50-year-old hag, right, with a tattoo. What the fuck does she look like, right? She looks
cool.
Like she lived on the waterfront of some port, right, where she was banging all the sailors night and day, probably a hooker, you know, and that's what she looks like. It doesn't matter.
What's wrong with any of that? What's wrong with a hooker that bangs sailors?
If she's not, that's what she comes across as. That's what she looks like when she's like 40 or 50 with a tattoo. She looks idiotic, right?
Whew, boy, he's coming out pretty hard.
And see, if you're young, if you're 20 years old, 25 years old, you're going to be changing, right?
So written 3 books.
Who gets a tattoo when she's 20, when she's hot, She's not thinking to herself that the good times are going to end. She's not thinking to herself that she will become a woman of 40, a woman of 50, a woman of 60. Yeah, you always hear lefties talk about cultural appropriation. How come they don't bitch and moan and complain about the fact that, all these Western girls are getting like Chinese characters? What the fuck is that?
Wait, Chinese? That hasn't been a thing since like the year 2000. 98 Degrees was a popular band when like kanji was a thing that people were getting on their bodies. Where have you lived? Is it just now hitting where he lives? Like, is it just not? Where does he live? The fucking Ukraine? Is it just now hitting Ukraine? Because it's not a thing that happens now.
It's absurd, but they get like Chinese characters, and a lot of times the Chinese characters that they get aren't like what they think it is. A lot of times, they get all kinds of random characters that mean
a lot of time. 20 years ago, in fashion, in tattoo, 20.
Absolutely nothing that they were trying to scar themselves with, because that's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, see, back in the 90s, there was this whole fashion of girls getting tattoos on the lower back, right? And quickly, it became known as the tramp stamp. Yeah, because
tramp stamps are people don't get those tattoos very often anymore. Again, this is 2000. You're talking like Britney Spears was popular. Like, they'd have butterflies above their ass and shit. 20 years ago. 20 years!
And it's basically an advertising saying, I'm down to fuck. What the fuck does that tell you, huh? Yeah. She's nuts. She has no impulse control. She fancies you, she's gonna fuck you, yeah? She has this passing whim of having a tattoo, she's gonna get the tattoo, okay? And what does that mean to you as a guy? Fucking obvious, right? She is not gonna be fucking loyal to you. That's what it fucking means. Yeah, a girl who's got like tattoos, she's with you and she meets somebody that she just fancies, she's gonna fuck them. Yeah.
Is it impossible for this guy to have a good take about anything? Is it actually impossible for him to have a quality take in regards to any topic ever at all? Why is he always wrong about everything? Every day he's wrong. He's never right. I wish he had some sort of correctness. Why is he not correct? It's exhaustingly wrong, always.
And so, of course, a girl like that, you cannot build any kind of serious relationship with her. When you're young, in your 20s, the idea of having anything long-lasting and solid, it's not very common. There are some guys who are like that, and that's perfectly respectable. But for the most part, you're young.
Why is it always about the guys? Why can't it be about the women? What? What about women who want or don't want long-term or short-term relationships? What?
A guy, you want to have casual relationships. A tattooed girl is perfect for that. Oh yeah. She's a lot of fun for the weekend. Yeah, maybe even a couple of weeks. Yeah, but after that, Catch and release. That's your watchword. Catch and release. That is what you do with a tattooed girl. The problem with tattooed girls is that they're usually hot. Okay? I'm sure you get some porker, some land whale who gets tattooed up the ass, right? And of course she's still going to be a fucking porker, right? But the fact of the matter is that for the most part, right, the really, really hot girls, right, a lot of them get tattoos, right? They get tattoos, well, because nobody's there to control them, because they're attractive, they're sexually attractive, right? And so nobody's put any limits on them, any kind of conditioning and saying, this is okay and this is wrong. No.
In what world is it your place to tell a random woman what is okay and what is wrong? Oh. People watch this and agree.
No, because they're cute. They grew up cute and they became sexually attractive, and so they'd bat their eyes at whatever authority figure was around and they'd get their way. Of course, they started living to feed their impulses, whatever passing impulse they might happen to have. See? That's why, it's not the like the sixes and the sevens and
oh, he's talking about women in terms of numbers. You know, the 6s and the 7s. Okay.
Maybe the 8s who get tattooed. No, it's a lot of times it's the 9s and the 10s they get tattooed because nobody put any limits on them because they were attractive. And so because they were attractive, they always got their way. Jeez. And so they started just feeding this demon that is their impulse. And this translates into getting tattoos, and it translates into fucking anything that moves. And it translates into a girl that you cannot pair bond with ever.
Pair bond? What the fuck? He's gonna pee on her like a wolf. We're pair bonded now. I watched March of the Penguins once. I know how love works. Jesus Christ.
And this is a bitter lesson that I learned because there was a girl I dated fairly seriously for over a year that, she had a tattoo. A little tattoo. And she said she regretted it, this and that, and all the rest of it. Not the girl with the dolphin tattoo, another girl. And she kept saying that she regretted it and that she shouldn't have gotten it and all the rest of it and it didn't mean anything, but it did. It did.
You know what I like? Anecdotes.
It did. She didn't cheat on me, thank God. Well, she didn't cheat on me, and that's why we lasted as long as we did, right? But the fact of the matter is that she had serious impulse control problems. Oh, yeah. She had very, very serious. I mean, she was gorgeous, of course.
I only date gorgeous people. I only date 8, 9s, and 10s, because that's the only thing that will fuck me. I am just so attractive. Everyone look at me in my alpha masculinity. I definitely only pull the hottest of women. You boners, you would skeet all over yourself if you even saw a kneecap of the kind of women that I date, all of whom are top-notch baby makers. All of them. All of them, of course.
Because you see, when you have a long-term relationship, okay? A long-term relationship potentially with kids, or let me phrase that.
A long-term relationship with kids. Yikes. We got them, boys. Coach Red Pill wants a long-term relationship with children. Somebody call NAMBLA. Somebody do it right now. Long-term relationship with kids. We got them. We got them. Clip it and ship it. I think maybe his sample size is a bit loaded because the odds of a person that is like neurotypical and that respects themselves and like grew up in a healthy family and doesn't have a history of abuse and they think that like they deserve like poor treatment or something like that because they've been fucking Stockholm by bad people in their life. The odds of him having someone that isn't touched by that is pretty fucking low. Because, listen to the way he fucking talks to strangers, right? You're a sex object to me. Like, if that works on somebody, odds are they're a little damaged and probably need a little help or like, support. And this guy is fucking preying on these types of people. Fucking gross.
You go through the world, you meet enough people, and yeah, sure, you're with somebody really hot that you love and you find attractive and all the rest of it. You're going to find somebody hotter. It's inevitable, okay? That's why I always tell you guys that, if you're ever like crying over some girl that you broke up with, don't cry. Just go out looking for another one because there's another one just around the corner.
You are just holes in which I stick it. I know a lot of people that this type of pickup artist shit works on them, classmates at this point, when we were younger, because they come from a place where they don't, there's this idea that, you might not deserve a certain level of respect, and obviously that doesn't go for everybody. I'm a child of divorce, too, with relatively low body confidence and all sorts of shit, but, there's the idea that someone, I'm not worth X, and so people settle. This happens all the time. You know what I'm talking about. This is the type of guy you settle with. Or woman. I mean, this totally happens. I've definitely been on the other side of this where I chose someone that was damaging because you just latch on to that sort of thing. And it's damaging. And I don't know. It's people like this that prey on that kind of person where it's like oh, they're damaged, so I can manipulate them, and I can, grosses me out.
You have all this shit, and the girl has no impulse control. She's gonna hop into bed with that guy.
What? If you have a tattoo and you see a hot person, you're gonna fuck them. Fact.
Well, yeah, potentially she will leave the fucking family that you two have built because of this passing fancy. You see, you see why impulse control in a woman is so important. I always talk about the deregulated sexual marketplace. You know,
the sexual marketplace. He said it. He said the word sexual marketplace. This guy is he's just an incel. That's all he is. He's just an incel. That's what it is. Pickup artist incel, guys.
And back in the day when it was regulated, when there were other people outside of the man and the woman who were putting pressure on them, right? See, a girl, she couldn't just fuck around at random because there'd be her parents, her siblings, her cousins, her friends, who'd all say, what the fuck are you doing? If she went and decided to fuck some other guy, right? And so there was a lot of societal pressure to keep the woman in line. The guy too, by the way, okay? I mean, it wasn't that a guy could casually go around, you know, sleeping with somebody else. Everybody would just disapprove of him and think he was an asshole, right? So there was a lot of pressure on both parties to stay together in a long-term relationship, because it was understood that inevitably there would be sexual opportunities that crop up along the way, on the road of this relationship, on the road of life, if you will, to coin a cliche.
Is he saying it's a good thing that they were forced to stay together long term?
Today that's not the case. So you don't want to be a girl who has no impulse control. You don't want to be with a girl who is going to fuck around on you the second she comes across somebody better.
But there are so many people that are better than you, Coach. Like, there's just so many people that are better than you.
You come across a girl who doesn't have a tattoo. I mean, a girl who's like, I don't know, 22, 25, whatever the fuck, right? She doesn't have a tattoo, not a single tattoo.
Okay.
She's no dummy. Yeah, she's the one you want to grab for some long-term relationship. You see what I'm saying? Because she didn't fall for the pressure of her peers. She wasn't stupid. She had impulse control. And therefore, she's going to be a better mate. She's going to be a better mate because she's not going to step out on you the second she comes across somebody better. As she will, because it's inevitable.
Because everyone is better than you. Look at you. You're a piece of shit.
Okay? And that's why tattooed girls, you know, I think you get the picture. You know, the tattooed girls, you know, I thought that they were really hot, but the older I get, the dumber I think that they are. And the older I get...
I'm a boomer, the video. That's what this is. He's just a big fucking boomer. That's the whole video. Hey, you know me? The boomer? I'm one.
The more I think of women I've seen who are older, who have tattoos, and they look ridiculous, right?
Is he done yet?
And the older I get, the more I recognize it as a
sort of
symptom
stinger soon.
of a sickness in the girl, because it is a sickness.
Oh, it's
okay,
it's a sickness.
Tattoos are a sickness. Most of the population have a particular sickness, and it's not normal. It is a disease, and the disease is lack of impulse control. Okay, yeah. I wanted to tie up this video somehow with a neat bow, but you know, this is the first video I've done in a while. Okay, because I've actually been traveling and doing this and that, and so I'm just gonna have to cut it like here.
Ah. Can you read that? All rights reserved, all tattooed twats turned down.